So today's film was a very strange documentary that's expiring soon on Filmstruck, so I'm watching it before it expires. It's the final film from Italian director Ettore Scola. I've been practicing the title in Italian because technically I speak Italian, but I know I'm going to fuck it up. I'm going to try. Okay. Che strano chiamarsi Federico. My Italian. That means How Strange to Be Named Federico. And it's a documentary on, obviously, Federico Fellini. And it's very strange how it's made. A lot of it is sort of recreations of moments in Fellini's life or moments as Ettore Scola has decided they were for Fellini. It was co-written by... I can't tell. I think it's his daughters. So it's his daughters, Paola and Silvia Scola. And obviously, Ettore Scola was making films a little bit later than Fellini, but also concurrently with late Fellini. And they were friends. They knew each other. Ettore Scola actually didn't live until just a few years ago, although this 2013 film was his last film, whereas Fellini died in 1992, I think, 93. So this is more of a, we're going to call it a documentary, but it's really just like non-fiction or non-narrative, non-fiction. I don't know what you want to call it. It reminded me in bits of that documentary that Gillian Armstrong did about Ori Kelly, where she recreated bits of his memoir, as if it really happened, but in a very, I feel, Fellini-esque way. Like that documentary felt very Fellini-esque. This film feels very Fellini-esque, and it's purposefully done as Ettore Scola is really trying to make a tribute to his friend by making a documentary about him in the style of him. It doesn't always work, but bits of it are really quite good. It also intersplices scenes from some of Fellini's films to make some of the points, as well as films from his contemporaries like Rossellini and Pasolini and Scola himself, to just sort of give you an interesting sort of mishmash of what was Italian cinema at this time, or at the time that they were in the height of their filmmaking. It highlights moments in Fellini's life, from his time in high school to his time joining the satirical magazine that he wrote for and illustrated for, to his winning multiple Oscars, etc., etc. It's not like a by the numbers documentary, so you're not going to find like why he became the person he became. You're not going to find highlights of his life, really. You're not going to really find anything about Giulietta Messina, his wife. Like, although there was some great footage of her watching him win one of his Oscars that I quite enjoyed. So if you're looking for like a film that's going to teach you a lot about Fellini, this is not the film for you. If you enjoy sort of undefinable cinema, this is one you might enjoy, because it's not quite anything, and honestly is really just Ettore Scola just having fun because he loved his friend. So it's a strange one, but you can watch it on Filmstruck for another couple of days. It expires on Friday, I believe, along with a couple other of the Ettore Scola films. There's also a film of his that I really love that's not on Filmstruck, but I watched it many years ago and quite enjoy and recommend seeking out. It's called Macaroni, and it stars Marcello Mastroianni and Jack Lemmon, if you can imagine such a coupling of adorable men on your screen. But seek that one out if you can. It's from 1985. This is How Strange to Be Named Federico. I'm going to see if I can say it in Italian again. It'll load. Here we go. Che strano chiamarsi Federico. This is my Italian. Yep, so strange, non-narrative, not quite documentary documentary on Federico Fellini by Ettore Scola. Watch it on Filmstruck. Have a good night.